we're ready to have some fun. Whoop, whoop. It's 8 a.m. and I'm already sweaty as hell. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you don't know me, I'm Ariane, I'm a French illustrator, and today I want to show you a little vlog that I filmed 2 weeks ago when I was doing an art workshop. It was a 3 days long art workshop in Lyon, France, and it was en plein air drawing with mixed media. I'm gonna tell you all about it in the footage, so grab a cup of tea. It's gonna be quite a long video because I filmed a lot, and yeah, hop in. I'll see you at the end of the video for a little sketchbook tour of everything that I did. It's in this sketchbook. I'll tell you more about it later. Thank you so much for watching. Blah, blah, blah. If you have been here a while, you might be aware that last year my friend Mr. Snake and I decided to take a 3 days long en plein air mixed media drawing workshop. We had so much fun that we decided to do it again this year. The workshop is led by artist and Beaux-Arts teacher Julia Riffiot, and the focus is on building a strong composition with line work, contrast, bright colors and use of negative space. Julia has her own very distinct style and technique, and she spent 3 days trying to teach it to us. The first day we focused on line work and close-ups, portraits of plants basically. The second day we started to zoom out a little and add a little background. And on the last day we flourished with colors, full landscapes and even wet mediums if we felt like it. So we're in the greenhouse and we're drawing portraits of plants, and it's surprisingly not too hot, so I'm glad, but I know it's gonna be way hotter today, especially because Mr. Snake is here. There weren't many rules about what materials and mediums we could use, but Julia did encourage us to work rather in sketchbooks than in notepads, and she also encouraged that we use heavier paper, 140 GSM for dry mediums and at least 200 GSM for wet mediums. Julia herself used a variety of tools like Neocolor 2 wax pastels and Luminance colored pencils by Caran, some Winsor & Newton watercolors, soluble markers, fine-nibbed Posca pens for line work mostly. Her sketchbooks were by the brand Hahnemühle, I think. I decided that this year I would bring the bare minimum because last year I had been so overwhelmed. There was a frog here and I saw it and he left. And now I'm sad because I want to see the frog. He left. I worked too big and had too many supplies to choose from. I ended up losing a lot of time and energy just trying to figure out what I should use and how to use it. So this year I only brought a small sketchbook, my secret sketchbook. This is the moment to tell you about my secret sketchbook. You didn't know about it? It's all part of my Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's a patronage platform where artists can post content and people can subscribe to their pages and support them financially. I have 2 paying tiers, but I try to post most of what I share on my free tier as well for equity. The first paying tier is the secret sketchbook tip jar, where the first perk is that I share with you pages from my secret sketchbook that I do not share elsewhere. The second perk is the Secret Sketchbooker chat, where I share spontaneous updates and BTS. It's a lot of fun. It's really a lot of fun. The second paying tier is the Magic Mail tier, and as you have guessed, it's a tier where I mail out to you monthly art, an A6 print and a large vinyl sticker. I'm very excited about this tier because I love both sending out and receiving mail, so I think this may add some joy and hope into your days. So as I was saying, I only brought my secret sketchbook with me because I wanted to be laid back and focus on rough sketching, loosening my work, and being fast in taking in the landscapes in a kind of note-taking way. This year I'm working on stronger compositions in my art and better contrasts, so actually this workshop was perfect for that. I think it's really fun, and the workshop was really similar to what it was last year, meaning that the points of work, the points of focus were the same as last year, and we stayed around the same parts of the park. But nature changes and people change, so even though Even though the curriculum was kind of the same and we roamed through the same parts of the park, it really felt different from last year. It was really nice to be able to see just how much I had grown, what I could be still working on, and what were the parts that I had really improved on in a year's time. It's still the first day and it's really, really hot. And I'm underneath a very big magnolia tree. Magnolia? And it's very pretty. Look at it. Look at these branches. Wow. And the flowers. Boop. And I wish I could draw something that has more contrast in it, but it's so hot. Such a hot day, and tomorrow it's going to be even hotter. So I'm trying to stay in the shadow. I had so much fun and I was really, really proud of myself. And also, I think I just wanted to take part in this workshop just as an excuse to spend some time drawing, and as a double excuse to spend some time with my friend Mr. Snake, whom I love, and I just love spending time with them.
Snake, snaking away. Keep snaking away.
Anyone's got the reference of the song Slip Sliding Away by Sarah Garfunkel? I want to sing it like this. Snake, snaking away. Snake, snaking away. Anyways. It's ugly as fuck.
What does ugly mean?
What does ugly mean? Ugly is a social construct.
Indeed.
Indeed. Still ugly as fuck. I try to give definition to this shit. I'm making it hard for myself. Update on the heat front. I am currently melting and panicking about tomorrow. Not gonna lie. Are you angry, Mr. Snake?
I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. I'm sweaty.
I'm sweaty. Should we go fill our water bottles? Water bottles? I want to take a minute to tell you how the workshop was structured. In the morning we met up, we talked about mediums, and Julia gave us a few exercises to work on. We would have anywhere from, 5 to 30 minutes up to an hour and a half sometimes to work on our drawings. And at noon and at the end of the day, we would meet up and show each other our works and debunk. Of course, during our free time, Julia walked from person to person to give them assistance and feedback on the spot. It was quite flexible, yet very structured. I'm in the Snake household and I am boiling hot. I don't think it shows. I think I've got a sunburn. And today was a nice day, and I'll show you the results of it shortly after I just take my breath.
Hello, with us we have the slug eater. Ariane, the slug eater.
I ate a slug. It's the rest of the salad. And it's a little slug.
The rest of the slug.
Day 2 started in the shadows of the trees, and we showed each other what we had done the day before. What happened during this workshop is that, opposite to last year, it was really freaking hot, so we decided to come to the park earlier on the second day so that we could finish the day earlier. The day was quite long. We were supposed to start at 9 and to finish at 4 p.m. So 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. with a 1 hour lunch break. But we decided to try and come at 8 a.m. on the second day, which was better because it was way less hot. We could enjoy a little bit of the freshness of the morning, but when it's 40 degrees Celsius outside, even at 8 a.m. it's still over 20 degrees and it's still quite hot. But yeah, We talked about what we had done the day before, and then we started. Julia showed us a little bit of what she did and how her works from her sketchbooks applied to what she wanted us to try doing on this day, and then she left us to try and do our thing with some exercises, and she just left us to draw and came to us, or we could come to her to ask her for advice. There is a very annoying noise. So I'm leaving the cacti aisle and going to the greenhouse. I'm going to die from the heat, but it's gonna be a fun adventure. I hope so. I hope so. Last year we were here in the glaring sun, and this year, no, I lost myself. This year we're trying not to do the same mistakes. We're trying not to die of dehydration. It's very cool, very demure, trying to be better at handling the sun and scorching heat. I just think Heidi always looks so iconic with her hat and her chair and her glasses. She's very iconic. You're the coolest, Heidi. So it's day 2, and on day 2 we're trying to. Day 1 was really focused on doing close-ups, like portraits of one specific flower or one specific leaf, and on day 2 we're trying to zoom out and do a whole composition. And I just realized I have a sunburn. So we're trying to have like separate planes. Is plane the word? Anyways, we're trying to zoom out and do a whole composition, which is way more fun if you like details, way more difficult, and adds so much more information. And it's really fun to see that last year. At the same time, I was not able, with my skill level last year, I was not able to follow the guidelines as well. And now, with my skill level a little bit better, more sharpened than last year, I'm more able to follow the rules, guidelines that the teacher is giving. And it's really, really freaking fun. Sometimes having rules is fun. That's a sum up of today. Also, I'm in way better physical health and shape than last year, which is, to say the least, really, really nice, because I feel so much less tired and less... Like last year, I felt like I was dying. I was like... every day was really a battle, and this year it's okay. So I'm happy about it. No. Mr. Snake, it's time to stop. You can't stop snaking. Oh non. Je l'ai pris à la caméra alors. Snakes always be snaking. Guten Appetit. Very satisfied. We had lunch and now we're heading to another spot in the park to try and put to use whatever we learned this morning about doing a bigger composition and doing a wider landscape and including elements in the background, in the forefront. It's gonna be fun. Our aim or goal with Mr. Snake this afternoon is to try and have fun. And we're going to the place, if you saw last year's vlog, we're going to the place where there were geese, and I'm excited to see the geese again. I think the afternoon of the second day was the worst in terms of inspiration and subject matter. I just wasn't really much inspired by the subject we were drawing. And also it was really freaking hot, so we kind of walked around and tried to find a spot that we liked in order to be able to draw something nice, and then I was just really slow with it because I was really hot. And I just took my time also, but I ended up doing only one drawing and I thought that I would draw more, but I was still happy with myself because I tried to have fun with the one drawing I did. I spilled paint on my shirt. Day 2 is over. It's 3:30 p.m. We're going to the print shop to get my Patreon prints for the month of July. And today was fun. I didn't draw as much as I thought I would draw, but I did some stuff that I really liked. How about you, Mr. Snake?
I'm tired.
You're tired. Okay. See you tomorrow. Unless I eat a slug. In which case I will film again tonight.
Done. Welcome to the Parc de la Tête d'Or. We are very happy to see you today, to present you the diversity of animals we present. Here you can see the most beautiful example of our collection. The geese! The geese!
It's day 3. It's our last day and we're ready to have some fun. Whoop whoop!
Go.
I'm drinking my chicory, having fun. I don't know what to say. Day 3, what are our main goals for today?
Water?
Yeah, water, using wet mediums. I'm gonna try and have fun and also try not to pee myself. Also try to stay hydrated. It was supposed to be much cooler today, but actually it's really freaking hot. So it's 8 a.m. and I'm already sweaty as hell. The morning of the third day was really chill. We spent some time swatching our materials because it was the first day that we were going to try and use wet mediums. We had used dry mediums on the first 2 days. So most of us had at least some Neocolor 2s, woody colored pencils from the brand Stabilo, or some of us had watercolors or water-soluble brush pens from Winsor & Newton or other brands, and we just swatched and exchanged some of the materials that we had, and it was really fun and nice time. And then we went to a third location of the park, which we hadn't gone to on the first 2 days, and we just sat by the water and painted and tried to put to use everything that we had learned on the first 2 days and just have some fun. I think the focus on the third day was really to have some fun, because the first 2 days some of us felt a little bit of pressure maybe to perform and to do something nice and to do better than last year. But then the third day we let everything loose and we just tried to really have fun with it.
Plus facilement amener quelque chose de léger. tu peux... Moi, je trouve que c'est très bien d'avoir laissé le respiration. En fait, ce qu'il faut éviter, c'est d'avoir peu de contraste.
T'as essayé de le regarder de loin, Chloé?
Ouais,
Pour que tu...
Très juste, c'est un peu ce que j'allais te dire. Moi, j'aime que ce soit plutôt en aplat dans le fond.
Ouais, j'aime.
Est-ce qu'il soit pas à la seule là? J'étais en mode, c'est sympa.
Funny. You're a funny boy. I'm good for a laugh. I guess it's not funny. Life is fun. Not a fan of what I did, but at least I tried, right? I think one of my goals as an artist at the moment is to be better at handling contrast, and I tried this with this painting, but I feel like it didn't do what I wanted it to do. But it's okay, it happens. I will try again, and nothing is important. Having fun is what matters. But yeah, I would like to master contrast a little bit better, and yes, I think this will make me I've been focusing a lot on contrast when I paint recently, and I think it shows, but also I didn't do good, so it's okay. I tried something and I made it worse.
We are here today in le Parc de la Tête d'Or in Lyon with our dear friend Goblin, arianearghyrisillustration. We are here to discuss a little bit about our workshop. Can you start by saying 3 words describing your experience, please?
Fun. Hot. Contrast.
Okay. And can you maybe tell a summary of the workshop, like a short summary to express your feelings?
I was happy to do the workshop, anticipating the workshop. I was happy, and I had some goals, and I think my goals were achieved. So I'm even happier now that I'm done.
Can you maybe tell us a little bit more about your goals?
Okay, one of my main goals was to have fun, and that I did. Fun, yeah, fun. The second goal was to spend some time with my friend Mr. Snake.
Who is?
Who is you, the narrator,
Narrator.
interviewer.
I'm the narrator of your life.
You're the narrator of my life. And I did spend some quality time with my friend Mr. Snake, which is always nice. And the third goal was to
Eat a slug.
eat a slug, which I did. No, just kidding. That was just bonus. And now the third goal was to work on contrast. I don't know, I guess I wanted to keep working on contrast in my paintings and drawings, and I guess see if I had made some progress since last year. And I think I did. Last year I was very tired all the time, and this year I felt in shape, which is nice. And I think it's also not only due to the fact that I started doing sports again, I started working out again, but I think it's also due to the fact that I worked on my drawing. I worked out my drawing skills as well, and I had to think less to do more finished stuff. And that was very nice. I feel very good about myself. I feel like karma is gonna hit me because I feel too proud, too full of myself.
About this kind of workshop, what would you say to somebody who likes to draw but is kind of hesitant to take the step of doing a workshop or doing a class or taking advices about drawing to better their practice?
I would say do it. It's fun. You're with people who are experimenting as well, and no one is going to judge you but yourself. You're going to be the harshest judge of your work and your own work. And sometimes it's good to do a workshop because you end up meeting new people who have very different perspectives than yours. And sometimes what you hate the most about what you're doing is actually what sometimes someone is going to point it out, and I don't know, it might broaden your horizons. And also you're gonna draw for I don't know how many days, in this case 3 days, and it's gonna do you good. It's gonna be hard and it's gonna be a lot of work, but also it's gonna be fun, and you're gonna learn some stuff with some new friends. And we like making new friends here.
And old friends also.
Yeah, old friends as well.
Other question. This workshop was mainly about landscape. What can you say about this kind of practice, this kind of exercises to try on landscapes and vegetations, which is kind of different, like drawing objects, drawing people, drawing things
Like
from your
drawing
imagination.
Okay, I love painting nature and drawing nature, because what's amazing and what's difficult about drawing in nature is the scale of it. You can start very small, and then if you want to draw an entire landscape, you have to select, like, what am I going to draw? I'm looking at the landscape being like, what should I draw? And I think this workshop was amazing with that, like starting small and really focusing on one tiny detail and trying to make a portrait of one tiny detail. And then by the third day we were doing whole landscapes. I think that's what's difficult and what's amazing about drawing from nature is you always have a new scale of things to start to look at, like, what am I gonna draw next? Like the whole universe?
Next time.
It is fascinating.
Dear Ian, can you maybe tell us, you had a really full year, full of experiences, full of practice, full of self-portraits, full of business. Can you maybe tell us, in this year, what did you find like a new practice, new tool, new color that you really had a coup de cœur?
Yeah.
And that you want to share with us, with your followers and the people who love you.
Okay. So, last year, before I did the workshop, I was at a point in my life where I was buying so much new materials. Always buying new stuff, like, oh my god, I want this. And then I realized that I was really being foolish with how I was spending my money, so I tried to have a year of practicing a lot but not buying too many new stuff, which has been nice. I also have brought new stuff, but what I mean to say is I don't have a new fancy tool that I've been using, but I've found that I love pastels, wax and oil pastels, which I never really thought I would like, but I always love how they look, but they feel just like experimenting with butter. They feel like cooking and drawing at the same time, which is amazing. I love it, but it's also very messy, but I don't mind the mess. And also this year is a year I've been really working on my wet skills, watercolor, gouache, and acrylics, that I've always wanted to be someone who paints with watercolors and gouache, and I always love gouache artists. And whenever I tried it, because I've never been a painter, I've always been someone who draws, so I've been practicing gouache, like mixed media between gouache, acrylics and inks even, and watercolors, and I've been loving it. So what I mean to say is practice with 1 or 2 mediums, and you'll see that with practice, without like always trying new stuff, if you practice one technique, you will get better. It'll be fine.
And you'll love it.
I love it. I used to hate doing it, and now I love doing it because now I know what to do, and it's so fun.
And what would be 2 advices you would give to someone about drawing landscapes?
Start small. It's okay to, I don't know, for drawing a full landscape, I would say focus on composition and focus on values, which means try to add contrast. So don't be afraid to have a notebook in which you can start figuring out your composition. Try to find something that is in balance, like, I don't know, I'm not going to give a whole lesson, but focus on composition and contrast. And if you have a point of focus and a nice composition and nice lighting, it's not going to matter what colors you've chosen and what technique you've used, like, you're going to be fine.
Okay, thank you very much, dear Ariane. We are so glad to have this counter interview with you. Maybe we could have the same appointment next year. We have to ask your YouTubers. Do they have a name?
You mean the people who follow me?
Yeah.
Do they have like a name? Do you? No, I'm not that famous. People don't have like, they're not like Arianettes or something.
Oh,
They're
Silverettes.
just people. I call them my friends, my loves,
My friends, my babes.
my babes, my boos.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this is the sketchbook that I used during the workshop. It's my secret sketchbook, and I think I told you a little bit more about it during the video. So if you want to see everything that's in the secret sketchbook, you should consider joining my Patreon. Thank you very much. And it starts here. Little sneak peek. Booyah! This is what we did on the first day. We started with line work, and I used a fountain pen. It's Lamy fountain pen is the one for beginners, for people to start learning how to write with. And I was using a brown ink by Jacques Herbin called Chocolate. It's very beautiful ink. I love it. And I think the facilitator of the workshop, Julia, kept talking about like how a tool can make us have a certain posture when we draw, and I think the fountain pen is kind of like that. Like, it's a tool that when I use it, I feel looser, I feel more focused. I love it. So we did portraits of plants in the greenhouse, as you saw. This is what I did. I then saw this group of flowers and I really loved them, and I tried to refocus on them a little bit later, and I did do a finished artwork based on this composition that I really liked. I'm gonna show it to you right away. This is the finished piece that I did. This is the little drawing. This is the finished piece. This is a part of a story that I'm writing currently, and if you want to know more about this story, you should, again, join my Patreon, and that's enough for the plugin. So then we started using color, and I had taken little bits and pieces of my Neocolor tools. I actually have the box right here. So I had broken off all of my Neocolor tools so that I can take as many as possible. And I know some people will scream sacrilege, but I just thought it was really more practical this way. Because last year I had so much stuff, and this year I just wanted to chill and be, you know, have less stuff with me. So that's what I did. It was really difficult. It was an exercise that we were doing, and that is what I did in the afternoon when I was under the magnolia. And I don't particularly love it, but I don't hate it either. I don't think the aim of the workshop was to do only things that I liked, but it was to have fun, so that was nice. And that was the last piece that I did on the first day, and honestly, I was just tired and really hot and waiting for the workshop to end at this point because I was really tired. Oh yeah, and then I did this on the first day as well. I tried to switch the way I was using the sketchbook, I don't know, to change things up a little bit. That is day 2. On day 2, I brought some thinner, smaller art supplies. I bought some colored pencils, water-soluble colored pencils, because honestly, in a smaller sketchbook, it's okay to use Neocolor tools. It's nice when you want to have like a big chunk of a page covered, but when you want to do fine lining, it's nice to have smaller tools, like tools that are proportionate to the sketchbook you're using. So I could have brought a bigger sketchbook, but I didn't want to burden myself with a bigger sketchbook, and I didn't want to buy a new sketchbook. I wanted to use the sketchbooks that I have. I don't want to make the same mistakes as last year. So I did buy colored pencils because I hadn't taken any colored pencils with me. And I think in this one, I'm not using this one, but I don't know where the second one is, but I did buy two colored pencils, and they were very nice to use. And then I did some stuff. It's a magnolia flower. I don't know if it shows. I'm not a big fan of what I did here. On this page, I didn't understand the exercise. We were supposed to do only quick sketches for composition, and I started going bigger and bigger. But yeah, that's me not listening enough. And then I did this first bigger composition in the cacti aisle, and I quite liked it when I did it. But then I went near the greenhouses and I drew this flower that I had drawn. It was one of the first flowers that I had drawn on the first day. Like, yeah, first flower I drew. I really thought it was beautiful. I loved it. And I really wanted to draw it again. And last year, one of my main goals was to draw the greenhouse, and I didn't have the tools. I didn't have what it took to draw the greenhouse. And this year I did a drawing including the greenhouse. I'm really happy with it. Really happy with it. I could have left more blanks in the flower, and I could have put more stuff here to just make the flowers stand out more, but overall I'm really happy with it. And then that was the afternoon when I only did this one painting of my friend Mr. Snake. I'm not a fan of it, but I don't hate it either, and I tried to have fun with it, so let's say it's okay. And that was day 3. We swatched some stuff. I had some nice nice moments where I realized that I thought I was using a Neocolor 2 and I was actually using a Neocolor 1. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Neocolor is a brand of, it's the pastels that I was showing you earlier, and Caran d'Ache has 2 types of them. The ones are not water soluble and the 2s are water soluble. So it's always a bit funny when you think you had a 2 and then you try to put water on it and nothing happens. And then I did some quick sketches. If you saw the footage of the pigeon, I really wanted to paint that pigeon, and I did some different sketches to see how I would do it. I was trying to figure out, should I do a forefront that's really bright or really dark? How should I do it? Trying to figure out the contrast, etc. And that is the painting that I did. Honestly, I did go to the bathroom, and the bathroom was really far away from where we were standing, and so I lost a lot of time. And by the time I had done the quick sketches and I was sitting out and trying to paint, I just only had 10 minutes left until we had to walk to another location to just do another exercise. So this was done in like a frantic 10 minutes, like outburst, trying to finish it, and I'm really quite happy with it. Honestly, it could be worse. And I think the pigeon looks really cute. And then we moved to another location, and I used a watercolor pad that wasn't mine, and I did something that I really hated, so I didn't take it with me. And in the afternoon, which is really sweet, if you have watched last year's video, we stayed near the same place that we stayed last year, and I stayed next to the same exact hydrangea patch of flowers, and I love hydrangeas, so I really wanted to draw them again because last year I had drawn them. This is what I did last year with this patch of hydrangeas. It's really cute, and I drew Heidi, who was here this year as well, and it was a nice drawing, but it wasn't really exactly following like the guidelines of what Julia had taught us, blah blah blah. Anyways, I really love this. I think it's one of my best pieces ever in this sweet onion skin journal. And this year I tried to so instead of facing the river, the lake, it's a lake, not a river, I was facing the other way around where there's an art museum. This is an art museum. And I just worked out my composition a little bit, and then I did a painting, and I did black and white because I really wanted to focus on contrast, and I didn't have time. I knew I didn't have time to add in colors, and also I hadn't taken my watercolors. I had just taken my Neocolor 2s, and there was so much detail. I don't know, I just wanted to be quick with it, and so I used Art Graph, and I might at some point, this is Art Graph, this is water soluble graphite, and at some point I might work on this again and try to add colors to it, but I don't know. And I think that is the last piece that I did during this little workshop. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see more of this secret sketchbook, please consider becoming a patron.
See you soon. Ta-ta. Pip pip. Love you.